Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shrimp City Report, the Lowcountry's finest podcast on entertainment, leisure, living, and music today. How you doing, DJ?
Doing good, yeah. Excited, yeah.
We're excited. We're actually recording on an event space.
Yeah, right before.
Yeah, in Cannon Distillery over in James Island. There's a big show tonight.
Phonte was like, hey, I want to do everything I can right before the show.
Yeah, like I don't have enough to do. And by the way, we are joined by, a pretty well-known hip-hop and rap artist, Phonte, which is spelled much different than how it sounds. So
yeah.
So how you doing, Phonte?
Doing well, man. Appreciate you guys having me.
Oh yeah, to the max. So Phonte is spelled with the SXVXNT. How'd you get it? How'd you come in with jamming those two X's in there?
When I first started rapping with the name, found out there was a famous Norwegian producer who his actual name is Alexander Goedicke, but his moniker is Phonte. And he's signed to Universal Records. He's done work with Snoop Dogg and DMX.
Right.
And I was nobody, and I'm not trying to clash with that kind of power. So I just, came up with a more creative way to go with the name.
Yeah, I like it stylized like that. Plus, you don't want to put a flyer up that says Phonte.
Right.
And then, and then somebody from Sony's coming in and going, wow, I didn't know you were in town.
It's actually gotten me a pretty cool nickname. My people out in LA call me Dos Equis.
That's awesome.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like that. So I guess we can just start off with the who, what, when, and where.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Where are you from?
Chicago originally, born and raised.
Great.
What part?
The west side of the city. So like about 20 minutes west of the United Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Same areas, Lupe Fiasco, Twista, people like that.
Wow. Did you get to see Lupe and all those folks coming up?
No, Lupe and I have some common associates, but we've never crossed paths.
Oh, right on. So your family was there. Did you have a big family?
Huge family. I have 9 siblings.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. 8 boys, 2 girls all together.
How much of your life was all of them living under the same roof?
We have never all lived under the same roof.
I was wondering
about
There's too much of a range. Yeah. By the time the youngest was born, the oldest had already gone off to college.
Oh, okay.
So we've never all lived under the same. Actually, now that I think about it, we don't have a picture with all 10 of us together.
Oh, wow.
That's never happened. Yeah.
We'll have to change that.
Yeah,
well, AI is doing a lot of great stuff.
No. You ain't doing no AI.
So where did you go to school in Chicago?
High school, I went to Whitney Young, which is also on the west side, and DePaul for undergrad.
Okay.
I spent most of my time at the Lincoln Park campus, but I took a few courses downtown also.
No, DePaul, that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Chicago's a basketball town anyway, because, so that was pretty rad, man.
Yeah.
Just being right next to the Bulls and then staying around. So was that kind of your plan to try to stay in the city for, college, or is it just how it did?
So out of high school, I actually joined the military. I was in the Army for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And then when I finished, I came back and DePaul gave me the biggest financial aid package.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you go where the money is.
Yeah.
And then when I finished at DePaul, I moved out to LA to chase rap dreams and ended up staying out there for a little bit.
So I guess turning back a little bit, where did the music love come from? Were your parents big into music, the family?
My dad is a musician by ear. He plays piano, and honestly, he's probably the best male singer that I know of aside of Eric Benet.
Oh, really?
My dad's an amazing singer. It's annoying. It really, really is, because he sings doing everything. But he was the one that honestly forced music on all of us.
Yeah.
And his hope was, eventually you'll develop your own love for it. And he was right in my case. I did.
What did you end up growing up with then, under his supervision?
Piano originally.
Yeah.
Started piano at the age of 6, started trumpet at the age of 10.
Okay.
And I still play trumpet today. And I dabble with keys, but I'm still heavy on the trumpet.
So trumpet, you have to practice all the time, right? Because that doesn't seem like an instrument that's like falling off a bike and getting back in.
No.
Because there's so much physical activity and timing, with that.
Plus, it's underrated how many muscles in your face you have to keep activated.
Yeah.
You go 2 weeks without playing and then pick up the horn, your face feels it after about 20 minutes.
It really shows, commitment to music, because you have to be on it every day with that type of stuff too. Yeah.
At least half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess with every genre too, and every discipline of music. So you come up playing piano and trumpet. Did you get interested in hip hop early in your life, or?
I stumbled onto it. I grew up on the west side of Chicago. So, in the middle of the summer, the windows are open. You hear people driving by playing music like Do or Die, Twista. And the sound was intriguing. I couldn't relate to what they were talking about, but the sound was intriguing.
Right.
And then there was a radio station called B96. It was 96.3.
Yeah.
And another radio station called WGCI. And all of my friends were listening to these radio stations and you know, singing the latest, greatest. And so I checked them out, and that's kind of where I got hooked. The song Just the Two of Us by Will Smith was the first joint to catch my ear. Later, Tupac's Changes. And then after that, Biggie's Things Done Changed. And from there, it was just, you know.
I hear you.
After that, I kind of got, addicted is too strong of a word, but pretty hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Smith's underrated. I mean, a lot of people cut their teeth on that, you know. But he does have some good stuff, man.
It's his own fault.
Yeah.
He's turned into a bit of a punchline.
I did see, I saw him and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince in the 80s opening for Public Enemy and Run DMC. And EU played that too, the go-go band from Washington. So,
Will used to rap his ass off.
Yeah. He was. Yeah. So you got interested in that and DJ, I mean, what's next after that?
I mean,
go into LA or?
Yeah. So what was the transition? You said you went to LA to work on more rapping, I guess, and
to literally just chase rap dreams. Yeah. I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have a plan. When I was in the Army, I met a few people who had heard me rap and said, no, you're good. Like, you should really do this.
What was I guess, what was the mindset then from, or what was your experience with the LA, doing that chasing dream stuff, and how did that get you to Charleston in the end?
Lots of open mics.
Yeah.
In LA, you sell your own tickets to get onto larger shows.
Very cutthroat. Yeah.
So did a lot of that. Recorded a lot of music. The biggest thing that I noticed though was that the music that I was making just wasn't considered commercially viable.
Okay.
And so I was playing a lot of lineups with people who sounded nothing like me and people who I had no intention to sound like.
Yeah.
And people that I just didn't want to share space with. And so when COVID hit and my day job gave me a chance to work remotely, that's when I switched coasts. I have 6 siblings that live out here on the East Coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have 3 siblings that live in Atlanta, one who lives in Augusta, one who lives in Charlotte. And then,
you marking off all the big territories. Yeah.
So I wanted to be closer to them, so I moved out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, LA was great because when you have to compete in that market, you get really good really quick.
It teaches your business too, being able to start
Yeah. So did you go out there with a quiver of stuff that you had already done? I assume you just didn't go out there cold.
I had some stuff that I'd recorded. It wasn't good.
Okay.
And so it was like going out there cold.
Right.
Yeah.
But you had been rapping for a little bit before then.
I knew how to step into a cipher and draw some attention.
So what was your first performance then?
In LA?
Yeah.
First performance in LA. There was a joint. There's a spot that used to be open in Echo Park called Silver Bell Lounge.
Yeah.
I had a chance to open for a guy named Planet Asia.
Okay.
And it was a really short set. It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Frankly speaking, the audience wasn't all that receptive, but Planet Asia said I was dope.
Okay,
at the end of the set, he was like, "You cold, keep going."
That's awesome.
That was enough. Yeah,
that's nice to hear, man. And then, where did you first go up in Chicago and rap? And
my first performance ever took place in Chicago was March 13th, 2007 at Reggie's Rock Club.
Okay.
I opened for this legendary Chicago duo called 80s Babies.
Okay.
The rapper's name is D Jackson. The producer's name is Tall Black Guy. These guys are still amazing to this day. But I did like a short little 5-minute opening set for them. It wasn't a very good performance, but they really enjoyed the music. And so, that was kind of a common theme for the first maybe 4 or 5 years is the audience didn't really respond to what I was doing in terms of my live performances.
Yeah.
But the people that I was opening for, they saw it and said, no, keep going. You're good. You'll be fine.
That says something about your character too, to, let it be rocky, or at least it's challenging for 4 years. And you didn't, at least you got some kind of
pushing forward.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not hyperbole or, a metaphor to say that you were chasing your rap dream, because you literally were.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it was.
Yeah. So then you do the LA. You end back here, mainly because of your job, and you were working from home. Did you have your own digital audio workspace? And
not until I moved out here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I realized the value of having your own recording space.
Yeah.
The amount of money that I blew recording out in LA, and I don't regret it, but it made much more sense to learn what I was doing, do it at home, and maybe outsource the mixing, maybe. But I've gotten to the point where I can mix my own stuff too.
You ever bring in a producer or anybody like that now, or just?
I do. I don't enjoy my own production. So more often than not, I work with producers if we're just talking about, the sonic backdrops.
Correct.
I always contribute something musically, keys, piano, singing, something. But in terms of the actual beats, I tend to work with a production team.
Yeah, and we were definitely going to get to that down the road as far as, I don't know if you want to be in a beat lab all of your day, doing beats and loops and stuff. I mean, it's frankly, it's tedious as hell.
For me, yes.
So, me too.
But for a producer, that's their bag.
Oh, yeah, that is.
For me, it's sitting around for 6-7 hours writing raps or just writing.
Right.
But, I know guys who they'll sit there for 10 hours and just loop away.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know how, I think I could put a kitchen cabinet in, but it's going to take 10 times longer than the guy from Home Depot.
Yeah.
So jumping into Charleston, did you know what you were, or I guess, did you do any research beforehand on just like the music here, or?
Did you have connections here?
Connections.
So I had played here a few times with a jazz combo. So I knew about the city's music scene. Yeah. Didn't know anything about the city's hip hop scene. So I spent a year just watching. I went to open mics. I spent a lot of time at Purple Buffalo because at the time that was the spot where everybody was doing rap shows.
It is great.
And I just watched for a year and I met a few people, shook a few hands. And then after a year, that's when I kind of started to maneuver.
Yeah. Purple Buffalo, shout out. I mean, really one of the kind of undiscovered gems of Charleston, especially with the rap hip hop community and a lot of the EDM music and stuff that brings there now. Yeah.
So how long have you been in Charleston for now?
5.5 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you make
ish. Yeah. Because I've been back and forth between here and LA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're still going back and forth?
Yeah.
So you mentioned you're playing here in a jazz trio. Do you still play jazz stuff or anything?
Yes, but not in Charleston. I've never done anything with a trumpet here in Charleston. But that's by design.
Yeah.
I want to rap out here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a break and do a commercial for our fine friends at The Refinery. We'll see you in a sec. Hey, everyone. We really want to encourage you to visit The Refinery in Charleston, South Carolina. The Refinery is a beautiful mixed-use facility that's home to upscale office space, 2 restaurants, the Limbo Lounge, and an amphitheater that hosts national, regional, and local acts year-round. We cannot recommend it enough. Go to therefinerychs.com to get event and venue information. You can also go to the site to learn how you can even book the spaces you want for your own event. So go check them out, and thanks. All right, we're back, and we're not recording from the Refinery today, but y'all all know that's our home studio.
Yep.
We're still out at Cannon Distillery talking to Savant.
Sure.
Let's talk some influences, DJ.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about influences earlier. I know, just reading up on you, you're definitely big into Nas and Prince as well, and Mos Def.
Mos Def, who now goes by Yasiin Bey.
Yeah.
Prince, Nas, Phonte from Little Brother.
Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco, and Amel LaRue. Those are probably my biggest influences.
What do you think drew yourself? I guess, is it the lyricism, the beats? What drew you most to them?
Well, some of them aren't rappers, but the rappers, the lyricism. That's what grabbed me first and foremost. With Amel LaRue was the songwriting ability, and with Prince, it's just everything. It's Prince.
Yeah.
It's Prince. It's Prince. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's a musician's musician too. So there's a lot to respect with that.
Yeah.
But there's all, I guess there's a lot of inspiration as far as the music and beats that these folks have developed,
But
so
I guess to that point, we also have to ask, what about classical? Is there any like songs or artists that particularly drew you as well?
I'm a big fan of Alexander Goedicke.
Okay.
Alexander Goedicke specializes in writing concert etudes, and most of them are for like keys and strings.
Yeah.
But he has a few that are just so well written that I played them on trumpet. And that's kind of how I fell in love with his work.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then of course there's the Mozarts and Tchaikovskys and whatnot. Yeah. But Goedicke is probably the one who I think most people wouldn't be aware of.
Yeah.
Is Goedicke contemporary or? Okay.
No.
So you're listening to someone, I don't know, 16th, 17th century, whatever.
Yeah.
And
18th.
you're getting something that is inspiring for your work. I like that because honestly, you don't talk to I'm not painting with a wide brush, but there's a lot of musicians and artists that are frankly only have recollection of what's happened in the last several decades.
Yeah.
And that's what they that's what they achieve or they want to duplicate sometimes. So maybe it's postmodern, maybe not. Okay, so we've already talked about lyricism and, you get that from the musical influences and whatever you see in your life. I'm sure there's other inspiration and stimulus in just your everyday life that has to bleed into your lyricism.
I think if you live an interesting life, you never run out of things to write about. And I mean, it's my music is largely autobiographical.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I'm surrounded by a lot of interesting people. So I'll write about stuff that they deal with. And that's typically the source of what I do. And I mean, in rap, of course, you talk your shit here and there too. So also.
Yeah, of course. Do you keep a pad around? Do you have something on your phone? Are you banging out notes?
Yeah.
I don't carry a pad anymore. I'm always scratching out stuff on my phone.
Right.
Like my SD card just has raps on it.
Yeah, because I was wondering about
raps
that.
and beats.
Yeah, if it's all consuming to everything could be a subject, or it could be something you can use.
Yeah. I guess to that thought though, when do you know that a beat or a lyric or anything is done? Like how long do you have to is it just one of those things where it can take years for you to finally be like, that's it?
You can't put the brush down.
I do have some songs that did take years to finish because I'm a tinkerer. I'm always tinkering. There have been instances where people have had to take stuff from me, like, Greg, just give it back,
I think that's like in every art, there's like that need for perfection in what you're
not
trying
for
to
some
do.
artists are fine with just the first draft, and they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite performers are just, they can knock it out in 2 hours, it's done. For them, the longer they spend with it, the less they like it. I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah, TJ's a visual artist.
Yeah.
So, and my wife is as well. So sometimes we just have to lock the door to the studio.
Like you literally just take it like 2 days off.
You could go back. Oh, I didn't like that. Let me change that. Let me change that. But then again, I mean, I guess with what you're doing up on stage rapping, you do have some latitude to improvise or change it up at the drop, because I know that that's usually an ability of good rappers to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things I want to ask about that.
Sure.
You're in the middle of busting out a rhyme. Since I'm 59, that's how I'll say it. So you're in the middle of that. So you want to improvise like a comedian. I just had that thought at the back of my head. So can you find a home for that? Or is that just maybe an off-ramp for future reference? You know what I mean? Have you ever had anything that's like, oh, I'm going to put that in permanently?
Yes.
Okay.
The project Wayfair
Yeah.
is actually built around a series of freestyles
Okay.
that I fleshed out. Well, 2 of them have been fleshed out into completely written records. But the second track, Kobenhaven 400, is completely freestyle. None of it is written. The other 2 songs, I started with some freestyled bars and just kept going.
That's funny because it's like freestyle or however you do that. It seems like it's you have to be very cautious for it not to sound forced. Like you might just be getting stuff that maybe the same subject or rhymes or something, or it's, I find it always interesting that anyone that can freestyle and paint the picture that they paint, and then all the damn dots go together in it. It's just fascinating, man.
It's years and years of practice. It doesn't look like it, but it's practice. It's sitting there in a room full of people mumbling to yourself. They think you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
But you're actually practicing.
It seems like I'd be scared. I mean, I think I'd be more scared to death to do that than playing a band that we have a set list and we've played the same set for 2 years. But if you say go up there and improvise for 10 minutes.
It's because it's the 3 like stage frights. It's public speaking, improvisation, and music all in one,
Yeah, low key, yeah. On my flight to Charleston, when I decided I was going to move here, I had a window seat, and I was sitting there freestyling to myself.
Oh, yeah.
The lady next to me goes, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm rapping." "You're rapping?" "Yes." "Are you a rapper?" "Yes." "Can I hear something?" "No."
Wow, that's funny. At least you know what, a nice lady wants to, you got that conversation going. So
I did eventually play something for her.
Right on.
Because the first time, when people say, let me hear something, it's typically out of skepticism, and I'm not about to do that. But she was willing to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And after about 30, 40 minutes of talking, I thought, maybe she actually would be open to something.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I played something for her, and she turned out to like it quite a bit.
That's pretty satisfying when somebody likes it, and I assume it's pretty satisfying when someone you think there's no way this person in a million years is going to dig this.
Oh yeah,
And then they're like a becoming an evangelist for your work or something.
Yeah, she low key is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still talk.
DJ talked about, the three fears of being on stage. Did you ever work with a crew or anything, or have you always been solo?
When I first started rapping, it was my little brother and me.
Mm-hmm.
My little brother is an amazing freestyler, and when he was writing, he was a strong writer too.
Yeah.
He decided that he didn't want to go through the grind of recording and practicing and performing and all that. So the life of a musician, the life of a performer just wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Incidentally, he's also a brilliant oboe player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So were all your brothers and sisters
All of us.
classically?
We all play an instrument.
Wow.
Yeah, top to bottom. Yeah.
Dang, that's pretty
Some of us
cool.
play 2 instruments.
Man.
So, yeah.
So you never have to hire anybody for the family reunions to play? Or
Yeah.
anything?
Well, unfortunately, only a few of us have carried it into adulthood.
Okay.
I mean, all of us could blow the dust off.
Yeah.
Very familiar with that.
There's only a few of us who, I mean, like I play the trumpet every day. My youngest brother Isaiah plays trombone and is actually a really strong music producer. He plays every day. Beyond that, I think that's it. I think everybody else would have to, pull their instrument out of the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. So, well, let's talk about projects a little, and then we'll talk about the show tonight.
Oof.
Let's talk about some projects, past and present and future.
Yeah.
What are some notable things that you've done? And I guess the records you put out or the videos.
I've put out 3 projects officially. I put out Delayed Entry EP,
Yep.
which was in 2009.
Which,
Right.
by the way, how old were you when you dropped that?
When I dropped that, I was 18.
Jeez,
oh,
man.
my
I
God.
was 18. And it was really just a collection of raps. I can't say that there was any focus. I think maybe one song was focused songwriting.
Yeah.
The rest of it was just
Stuff you had.
I love to rap,
Mhm.
you know? And then after that, I did, remember when Kanye had his Good Friday series
Yeah.
Yes.
where he dropped a new song every Friday?
Right.
Yeah.
I was inspired by that and I dropped a new song every other Friday and called it the Crash Course series.
Okay.
That's
and it was
awesome.
supposed to be leading up to a mixtape called Crash.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, had a hard drive crash and lost all the files.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I still have the songs from the series.
Mhm.
And I've
The
ended up-
irony.
The irony.
exactly. I've ended up having to repurpose them and I'm going to re-release them as a mixtape later this year.
Oh, that's
Okay,
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then
good.
after that, I did Wayfair, a little EP, 3
Mhm.
songs called Wayfair. I did that 3 years ago.
And that was a
2 years ago.
solo project, right?
That was, entirely solo, just me and one producer.
Oh, my God.
So you have videos accompanying a lot of your music, and you have a pretty good presence on social media
It's
with,
decent.
and
Yeah.
with
It's decent.
some nice likes. How do you like the whole video genre? I mean, is
Mm.
that something you have to get someone else to do, like all of it, or tell
I
me
don't-
about that process?
Yeah.
I don't particularly care for the visual component.
Okay.
I think music is an auditory experience.
Do you think that's the classical side of you kicking in there?
Probably. That and the fact that I'm a little older.
No, yeah, I
Yeah,
get it.
like
Yeah.
when I grew up, there was BET and there was MTV, but the artists that I grew up listening to didn't have a whole lot of music videos.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's kind of what I fell in love with. I'm a decent looking dude, so I don't mind doing
Mhm,
videos,
Yeah.
but I'd rather not. It's tough to connect with people if there's no visual component.
Man,
So
when
I
you,
do
Yeah.
it, but I don't.
yeah, when you get picked up by that major label, they're going to be like, well, you're going to be changing your tune. No pun intended.
It's interesting you say that.
Yeah.
I've had 2 record contracts on the table in front of me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the first deal was just terrible. The second one was actually halfway decent, but they wanted to pound out the visual component. I'm just
Right.
like,
Mm,
bro.
yeah.
I said, you found me without that.
Yeah.
If you found
That's
me
a good
without
point,
that,
yeah.
why do I have to add it to the repertoire? And
You make a great point. No, it is. And then if you're spending so much effort into the video,
Mhm.
with the videos, is how much stolen effort is that from your actual craft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
And I guess in the early 80s and stuff, when video was busting out, there was a lot of artists that used it as the tool, the promotional
Mhm.
tool, what really sailed their ship.
Mhm.
But yeah, now it's just like you have to do it. And
Yeah.
geez, with the advent of
It supersedes
social-
the music at this point.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it really does.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does. And I think there's some deficiencies in a lot of the music that is presented now, but that's for another
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Let's go into shows. I mean, you've done Culture Clash recently.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were there. It was very exciting.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
we've
okay.
been hitting up
Yeah.
Culture Clash.
We were there early, but we rolled out before DMC. And so
we've been doing Culture Clash since they did it back in 2003, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
They only
Yeah.
brought it back recently. I think for like
it was last year
Yeah,
when
last
they had
year, yeah.
Charlie Tuna. That
Yeah.
was the first one back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2
Or-
years ago,
Yeah,
they had
2
Charlie
years.
Tuna,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Last
so-
year was DMC, J Live,
that's
and me.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome seeing Charlie Tuna.
Any other?
He's originally from Chicago, by the way.
Is he?
Oh, really?
I thought he was full up L.A., man.
He moved to LA when he was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But he's Chicago roots.
Yeah, his old man was a singer too, he told me. So.
Let's talk but other memorable shows, either in Charleston or LA. Even Chicago, yeah.
Speaking of LA, I opened for an LA artist who was Grammy nominated last year in November. His name was D-Smoke.
Okay.
He came out here for a tour. One of the notable shows. When I won Rapper of the Year in 2023, I played a show at a Royal American.
Yeah.
It was capacity audience. So like, I think Royal American's capacity 230. There were 230 people there.
Dude, they can get more
on that
people
tiny stage. Is that what you're working off of?
Yeah, but it worked, man.
Yeah.
It worked. So we did that. I've had a few notable shows out here. Charles, listen, if you can bring the folks out, it's a hell of a show.
Yeah.
That's a challenge in Charleston, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the punk rock scene here and playing music, still up to the past.
You're a musician.
Yeah, up to the past couple of years ago. And it gets tribal around here.
Yeah.
And people really, they talk a lot about unity and a lot of genres of music. And that it really is. And I was going to add, I mean, it's hard, I think, sometimes to navigate that sea that might be jealousy or one-upsmanship that's going on. Back in the old days, I don't want to take over this, but back in the old days, you could really tell when people were on the street promoting. That was the folks that were putting the most effort into anything. And you just have to deal with folks hating on you or whatever. I mean, what do you think the state is at least in the Lowcountry right now? Camaraderie, people working together, helping the scene.
There is some cliquishness, but I think for the most part, when people see talent, they have no problem connecting.
It's also funny you mentioned that. I've seen some of your like videos and stuff. You do a lot of shows, not just with like hip hop, rap. You mix it up with like rock and other like venues too, which is
a lot of my
awesome.
favorite performers out here are not rappers.
Yeah,
like my favorite Charleston group right now is Rooks and Raven.
Okay, yeah,
ain't nothing about them rap,
right?
Yeah.
But their lead singer is she's 100% magnetism.
Yeah.
And they're my favorites right now. I like Soul Driven Train. I've done a few shows with them.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else.
Got to interest you to Charlton Singleton.
Yeah.
I've heard about him and I've met him.
Yeah.
We've never played a show together.
Right
I think I probably have to pull out the horn if I want to share the stage with him.
Yeah, probably.
But I've heard about Charleston.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's a rich music scene. I think it's growing. Nobody's aware of it. I don't think it's fully been fostered as far as.
Not quite, yeah.
Because, and you bring it up. Like Indie Gold is one of the dudes that's trying to also promote and do mixed genre shows. So there are people out there that are trying to mix it up. But I mean, you still have the problem, or I guess you could, of being pigeonholed into only doing shows of similar music. That's a hard one to navigate.
You just kind of have to be intentional about it. Like obviously I can put together a rap lineup.
Oh, yeah.
But I love mixing it up.
Tell us about the show tonight, right?
So tonight's show, this entire Rap A Lot series, it's the idea is to take 3 rappers from Charleston who are immensely talented and for whatever reason haven't played any of the major stages. They haven't played Royal, they haven't played Poorhouse, they haven't played Music Farm, but they're good enough to do it. And so, take them and put them on a stage this size and give them a chance to show their stuff. And I host the show, but I do maybe 2 songs and that's it. I try to stay out of the way.
Oh, so this is an ongoing concept.
It started last year. We did August and December. And then this year, we've got this. I've got another August show, December. And I think in the 3rd year, we're going to try to expand it a little bit.
No,
yeah.
That's still good. I mean, that's frequent.
Yeah.
And that's doing a good service to the other performers and artists that don't get a chance.
It seems to be tough to book hip hop shows out here. There's a lot of venues that just don't book rap.
Right.
There's some exceptions like Chico Feo in the last maybe 2 or 3 years has started booking rap shows.
Yeah.
But aside of that, if it's not Lo-Fi or Royal or Poorhouse, that's it. So, I'm grateful because Megan Ladd, the woman who's in charge of booking here, she peeped the vision, as they say. She liked the idea. She saw the first show, really enjoyed it. And she's been rocking with us ever since.
Oh, it's the second one that y'all done here?
This would be our 4th.
Fourth.
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool.
Is that right?
I guess so.
Third, excuse me. This would be our 3rd show total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this space at the distillery is fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
You can
It is.
put a bunch of people in here. The stage looks fantastic. You're pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Let's start coming to some more stuff out here.
And each show has done better in terms of turnout. The first show maybe had 50. Second show had about 70. So, we'll see what tonight does.
So what's the long-term goal? Just to get more word out and more venues up
for this?
Yeah.
No, I want to foster or be part of the team that fosters Rick House. Like,
okay, yeah.
I know venues out here seem to close like every 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
I would love to see Rick House become one of the go-to spots for touring artists and things like that.
Absolutely.
Like, I know people tend to play Powerhouse a lot. That's fine. But originally, I tried to get D-Smoke to come here. And things didn't quite pan out, so we landed at Powerhouse. But in the perfect world, I would love to see Grammy-nominated artists play that stage. That's what I'd like to see.
I mean, it's definitely bigger than Royal American stage.
But you can, it's the size of Music Farm in terms of capacity.
Yeah.
And, frankly speaking, I think the sound system is better than a lot of the joints out here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We will not say anything about that as we might interview them.
We'll compliment Rick House's sound system. It's phenomenal.
I'm just screwing around.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Trust me, I hear you.
As a punk rock musician, I have played in some of the worst possible conditions you could ever think of.
I believe
so. Yeah, it's like when I finished, I was like, man, or when I took a break from it, I was like, I can't wait to go into a club that doesn't have stickers all over the bathroom.
The thing I'll say about those shows, though, is they're 100% energy. So
to the max.
They feel good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
They feel good. Even if they don't sound good, they feel good.
Man, I loved it. It was...
And there's something to be said about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So what you got coming up as far as performing?
Nothing local until about October or so.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't even want to talk about that just yet.
Yeah.
But I've got some stuff going on in LA, Chicago, Atlanta, and New York.
Nice.
And that's it as far as like live performances.
Okay. Right. Well, you hit all the big cities.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, social media you'd like to plug before we wrap up?
Social media, SXVXNT, SOC. And the imprint that I run with is called Sound of Kanai. So SOUNDOFCANNAE. Instagram is where we are. I don't think I have any other social media.
Okay.
YouTube, obviously. And soundofkanai.com is where all my music can be heard. I'm not on any of the streaming services. It's just one website, soundofkanai.com.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll include that in the show notes on the website. I guess we can go and wrap it up for the week.
We don't want to keep you too long since you got
since you have a show.
Well, show doesn't start till 7, so really it's up to y'all. What y'all want to do?
We're good. This is good. This will be a good cutoff.
Cool.
So, but anyway, we appreciate you coming by, and we'll share everything in social media, get the word out, and for the rest of y'all, we'll be back next week with the Shrimp City Report. Y'all be good, and God bless.
Yeah.